Let's talk about CIA Triad. In cybersecurity, CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These three concepts are the foundation of information security and form the basis of the CIA Triad. Let us understand what it is by some examples of its components, identifying threats to the CIA Triad, and discussing how to remove risks in it. In short, confidentiality means that information should only be accessed by authorized parties. Integrity means that information should be accurate and complete. And availability means that information should be accessible when needed. Confidentiality refers to the idea that information should only be accessible to those who are authorized to view it. For example, your social security number, bank account information, and medical records are all confidential information. Only you and authorized personnel should be able to access the information. For confidentiality, an example would be a password protected document that only authorized personnel can access. Think of a situation when you can use encryption to ensure the confidentiality of your emails. This means that only the intended recipient can read the message, even if the mail is intercepted by an attacker. Integrity refers to the idea that information should be accurate and trustworthy. This means that the information has not been altered or tampered with any way. For example, if you send an email, you want to be sure that the recipient receives the same message you sent and that the message has not been modified or altered in transit. For integrity, an example would be a checksum that verifies the accuracy of a file. Think of another situation when you can also use antivirus software to ensure the integrity of your files. This software can detect and remove any malicious software that may have been installed on your computer. And finally, availability refers to the idea that information should be accessible to authorized users when they need it. For example, if they are trying to access a website, you want to be sure that the website is available and that you can access it without any issues. For availability, an example would be a website that is always accessible to users. And finally, think of a situation when you can use a content delivery network to ensure the availability of a website. A content delivery network, or a CDN, is a network of servers that work together to deliver content to users. This means that even if one server goes down, the website is still accessible from other servers. Now we know the basics of the CIA, so let's identify some threats to the CIA triad. Threats to confidentiality can include unauthorized access to information, such as a hacker gaining access to a password protected document. Threats to integrity can include malicious alteration of information, such as a virus changing the content of a file. And threats to availability can include denial of service attacks, such as overwhelming a website with traffic so that it becomes inaccessible to users. So, how can we remove risks in CIA Triad? One way is by implementing security measures. For example, to protect confidentiality, we can use encryption to protect information from unauthorized access. To protect integrity, we can use digital signatures to verify the authenticity of information. And to protect availability, we can use redundancy to ensure that information is accessible even if one system fails. In conclusion, the CIA Triad is an important model for information security. It helps us understand the three main objectives of information security: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. By identifying threats to the CIA Triad and implementing security measures to remove risks, we can help ensure that information remains secure. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you found it useful.